the Right Honorable Deputy Prime Minister, the CEOs and the chairperson of the CEOs Forum, our daughter Barbara, and all people who are here. Recently, I was in Russia and in Serbia, and there I gave speeches as usual. In Serbia, I pointed out that the whole of Africa today has got a GDP of $2.5 trillion. The whole of Africa. Now, that economy is smaller than the economy of India, which is now 3.3 trillion. It's smaller than Germany, which is 4 trillion. Smaller than Japan, which is 4.2 trillion. Of course, smaller than China, which is 17.96 trillion. And smaller than the economy of the United States, which is 25.46 trillion. Now, this is a big shame to African leaders. And these people, they call ministers of finance and planning and all that. So, and this is something we saw when we were students. That's how we started, that was part of our movement in the 1960s. We saw this and we were telling the leaders that time that you are lost, we are lost. You are going to cause a catastrophe here. They didn't listen. They didn't listen. And they were all young people. Those leaders were not really old. All of them were young people, like Obote was 35 years when he became prime minister. Mutesa was 30-something. Maybe Nadiopi is the one who was like 42, not old. They were all young people. But they were thinking in a different way and spending a lot of time with the politics of identity, of tribes, of religion, until people like Idi Amin came in and we had now to fight. Now, when we were fighting, again, we put down our views, and that's how we came up with the 10 points program. Security and so on and so forth. Then point number 5 is exactly this, what we are talking about. Building an economy which is integrated, independent, and self-sustaining. Integrated vertically and horizontally. We have been able to achieve some success. That's how the economy has grown almost 37 times from the beginning. But what I'm glad Dr. Museveni has picked it up the issue of the qualitative leap. Ebyenfuna okubuuka. Ne biva mu okulima amabidde n'ogalekerawo. Nti olimya amabidde, omulala yanasogala omubisi, yanakola omwenge, ate yanafumba kali akasinga okubatta. So we are saying, you people, why do you only end at growing mabidde, the sour bananas, the bananas for alcohol? Why don't you integrate? Because that's the vertical integration we are talking about. Amabidde, omubisi, omwenge, kali akabokola bubi, waragi. That's vertical integration if you don't want to go very far. But we have been having opposition, not only from external players, but the internal ones, politicians. We bring investors, they come to help us do that. Somebody goes to parliament and starts insulting people, insulting them. Oh, these are thieves, they are what? Now, these days, whatever you say is on the internet. Many years ago, I had brought somebody with Museveni. My daughter Barbara there knows. Somebody from Thailand. At that time, I was struggling with the value addition to milk. Because we had persuaded your people in the cattle corridor to start joining the money economy by producing milk for sale instead of just milk for drinking at home. And they had come up. But the processing capacity was small. There was like a small something called Uganda Dairy Corporation, which was producing only 60,000 liters per day at Bugorovi. So this time man wanted to come and build a factory, to take over that factory, expand it, and make it produce milk, but also juice of fruits and so on. He had a very good plan. But my people went to parliament and started insulting him. So his board, for him he didn't mind, he was still going, but his board, when they looked at, saw it, why do you go to such a country? Don't go. The man just walked out because of being insulted by people who have no value addition themselves. But cannot allow those who can add value to do it. So I had now to struggle for other years until I got an Indian called Samia. I don't know whether you remember him. Samia, he came, but we had lost time. He expanded that little factory at Bugorovi from 60,000 to 500,000 liters a day. And that's how Uganda was able to have vertical integration in the milk sector. There we have moved. We produce milk at the farm. We are now at 5.3 billion liters. from 200 million liters in 1986, and quite a bit of it is processed into liquid milk, pasteurized, liquid milk, ultra-heated, UHT, powder milk, jam, not jam, butter, cheese. We are even producing something called casein, which we are selling to the USA, a protein from milk. When that Samir man helped me to do that, then I think Uganda's reputation went up, and other groups came. There are many factories now. I think now we should try to encourage them to go into making baby foods and so on. Now, this is the same project I've been having. So that's one group, the uninformed politicians, some of them being used by parasites to disturb our journey. Then you have the civil servants. Civil servants, and for them they are bamlia biengede. They just eat the little that is there. No capacity to add anything, just eat akaliwo. Like for instance, recently, we have been having a partnership with Amina, the Somali lady, who is producing sugar in Atiak. We gave them money to buy machinery, including earth-moving equipment. Now, our local uninformed people link up with jokers, I don't know from where. There's something they call PPDA Act. Now, that PPDA Act, of course, was made by people who want to buy toilet paper and things like that. Which you advertise. Who is the cheapest seller of toilet paper? The toilet paper producers come and they compete. Now, these wonderful people will go and put it in industries. Industries are not toilet paper. PPDA. We advertise. But what are you advertising for? Machinery for these factories is made by few people in the world. Like for instance, even for things like earth moving. For me, I was aware that the makers of the earth moving equipment are two. Caterpillar in the USA and Komatsu in China, in Japan. Now I have been told that some other group has come up in China. There are not many. So if you are after industrial machinery, how do you advertise? Advertise to whom? You know there are few of them. When they advertise, who comes? Middlemen, businessmen. They are the ones who come and sell you something which is made in one or two factories where you can go yourself. And they add now money, a profit for themselves. Or they give you substandard equipment. The manufacturers are not going to be reading this paper of yours, Monitor. To look for advancements. A manufacturer of equipment like this one we are going to buy, how will he read Monitor? That he has read Monitor and he is going to compete to come here. He will not come. You are the one to go. You know who is making this equipment. You are the one to go to him. It's like military equipment. How many people are making jets in the world? When I want to buy a Sukhoi, or I don't advertise because I know who is making it. Or if I want to buy an F-16, the American one. So, these two players, the civil servants and the confused politicians, have sort of delayed us. But really now, we are determined and we have had discussions. We are going to move. So therefore, I call upon the whole of the political class, especially the NRM supporters and the civil servants, to help us get out of this endoro, was it endoro? Endoro, sleeping. But mundoro, that's how we say. Mundoro, is that sleeping? Okukwebaka? Okay. Now, therefore, I want to remind you that our present struggle, as Museveni told you, I want this economy to jump from this 55 billion where we are now to 550 billion, and it can do it. Now, Museveni said they have checked and they have found who did it and who did not do it. They will brief us. In order to do that, there are the 4 dimensions. Dimension number 1, what we have already started. Abakorere kidabo kyonka, the ones who work only for the stomach and not for the pocket, must be persuaded to join the money economy. All the homesteads must join the money economy. When we involved the UPDF, they were able to move from 68% who are outside the money economy. We are now remaining with 39%. These are the ones we are struggling with now, with the PDM and with the Mioga. So that is the dimension number 1. That one must go on. Now, when all these join, what you're going to get is a lot of raw materials will be produced. You have already seen with coffee, we have moved from 2 million bags to now 8 million bags. And we are aiming at 12 and 20 million, and we shall achieve them. So therefore, that's where the second dimension comes in. Value addition. Value addition. That's why I am happy to hear the person who spoke from Busoga here, the sugarcane growers who are already being supported by UDB. That's good, because they will not produce only this sugar for chai, but they can produce ethanol, and I'm glad that you are moving to blend it with the petrol. They can produce animal feeds for cows. The sugar industry here can enable us to have a very powerful dairy industry in Busoga, where people have got a few cows, 8 cows or so, zero grazing, fed with the grass, but also with the byproducts of sugar, because it has got a lot of energy in it. So that is the second dimension. The third dimension is expanding and deepening the services sector, tourism, hotels, entertainment, and all of that. But professional services, doctor, instead of going to be operated in India, those are professional services. And then dimension number 4 is this one here, the knowledge economy, where you use skills and innovation to produce products. So we have been funding these efforts. But initially, of course, we had a disturbance from the Ministry of Finance because they were not really supporting them fully. We were getting problems. I have, for instance, Dr. Muranga. I've been with her for a long time. I send her, they give her small. But why don't you give her enough money, what she wants? And, money. But you are squandering, you are losing much more money by exporting unprocessed coffee. You are losing billions of dollars each year. Why don't you see that? That's a big loss by, is it something called opportunity cost, something you lose because you didn't. It's very high. When you export unprocessed raw materials, instead of finished products, you are losing a lot of money. Then you have Auditor General. The Auditor General is auditing. Why don't you audit this value which is lost? Why have you never reported it? Auditor General is just reporting nothing here, nothing here. It's really so annoying. So annoying, you almost want to, our background, the other side, before we came to put on ties, it's so annoying. What are you auditing? You are losing. When you export unprocessed coffee, you get $2.5 a kilo. That same kilo, if you add value to it a bit more, you need a bit more to get the same kilo. But you end up, you earn about $40. And you are losing that every year. And that's no problem. No problem to Auditor General, no problem to our committees of parliament, Committee of Economy, Committee of, what are you? Why don't you see these laws? And especially if some old man like me, I keep telling you, and you have seen what other countries have done. A country like South Korea has nothing. It doesn't have the resources that Uganda has. They are using mainly intellectual labor. So therefore, I appeal to everybody concerned to wake up. You have heard what the man from Chicago or from some place was telling you, that the transport economy is worth $17 trillion. That's what he said. $17 trillion. Africa is getting none of that. All that is going to other people. Now, within the knowledge economy, there is the pathogenic economy, which Museveni knows about. and I was glad I had somebody from, I think he's Mukedi. Somebody was talking about biotechnology. Who is this one? Let me see him again. Come. Introduce yourself. Who are you? Why do you sound informed? Africans are not supposed to be informed.
Your Excellency, my name is Paul Sigombe. I'm an agriculturalist, but I'm now...
You studied agriculture?
Yes, Your Excellency.
Where, Makerere?
Yes, Your Excellency.
And where do you come from?
I come from Busia.
Busia? Abasami?
Numusami.
Abasami bavire Mundoro?
No, me, I'm not Mundoro.
Oh, very good.
Yes.
You are the only one who is not Mundoro.
That's very good.
Thank you very, very much. Now, thank you. So my team, better not that man. Omona, that man, you note him and call him for me. Because what he was saying is very, very crucial. Because if we are going to export our products, we must ensure that they don't have too many of these chemicals which are used to kill pests. We already have one of our people, Dr. Kahwa, who is developing a vaccine against ticks, where the cow will be vaccinated and the cow kills the ticks. Any tick which bites the cow dies. The cow, instead of being a victim, will be a hunter of ticks. That will do away with all these chemicals which every week in Exozorakitora, I must put the cows in those chemicals, in the deep. But if we can have a biological way of dealing with the ticks, it will be very good for the quality of our products, our milk, our beef. So that man, the idea of getting bio solutions. You remember when we had this echido ekyokunyanja, the water hyacinths. That water hyacinths had become a problem. It had clogged all the bays near Entebbe, and even here at the dam, I used to see it. We went to South America, we got akauka, a beetle, an insect, which just eats the water hyacinth. That's how we got rid of it, by using an insect to eat the echido. Cleared it. I hope my people preserved the insect. They didn't forget about it. So the biological solutions are very good. So I'm very grateful to Irene Birungi. She's one of my staff. Stand up and they see you. She's one of my staff. She's the one who has been following this. And she links up with my daughter, Barbara, and then my other daughter, the one from Buyukwe, you know those Buyukwe people? This is Aisha now. The Aisha Kasoro. They have been very active in the forum, and they help the government at no cost to the government by bringing out the loopholes in the government system, the gaps and the mistakes and the distortions. Now we have given the list to the Prime Minister. We are going to discuss it, and we shall come back to you within about 2-3 weeks. We shall come back to you. We shall deal with each item we shall deal with each item by item, each problem. Now, but some of the issues are clear. I can straight away say those which don't need much discussion, like the offtake. If you make the electric buses, the government will buy them for institutions, will buy them for the schools, for the army, for the, we shall buy them for the government institutions. Now on the data sharing, the data sharing, you heard how somebody said, bitukoya okuva mu kitongole kino n'ogenda mu kiri bakusaba byebimu. Why don't those departments share? I now direct the Prime Minister to ensure that these departments share data about business. Should order them because they like to be emperors. This one is an emperor here, this one is an emperor there. But now the Prime Minister is going to make sure that they share that data. If they have information about this one, you don't have to go to all those URA, Investment Authority, then from there to Minister of Trade. Then they should share. Get in touch with the Prime Minister and you guide how you want it to be done. Because these are not secrets. What are they hiding? The UDB lending below 10%. Yes, it can be done because the inflation rate now has come down. In other parts of the world, people are suffering with inflation. You can check. All of them are bad off. Atena Bagamba, you remember I told you, when people were panicking, subsidized fuel, fuel. Abantu bagenda mu night club nimbakwatirako, bagenda mu bikeesa, akasente kenandibadde nteeka mu kiira ninkateeka mu fuel ey'okugenda mu night club. Nze ndi muyeekera ekitali mu magoba sikikola. Now you have seen inflation now is, I was seeing it's now 3.9%. You check on your internet. It must be among the lowest in the world. You go and check. Oh, there's no wheat. Wheat, you eat muhogo. What do you want to? I don't eat wheat at all. I don't eat bread myself. I don't eat bread. I don't eat rice. If it's not coming, you eat our muhogo. You see, I am here. I'm now going to be 79. Ndiku muhogo. Nakalo. Recently I was in Serbia, and me when I travel with my own food. Siriya ebyo byonna byendaba abalala balya ebyo mu nyanja simanyi biki bya nze mbeera mu lukoola ebyo sibirya. So I was in Serbia, I was eating my kalo, and the president said, what are you eating? I said, Your Excellency, I am eating jakalo. Nkuweko said, okay, the man enjoyed the kalo. Abafrika simanyi buli kijja kibatwala. It's really terrible. Abafrika nova kumereyo. What's wrong with millet? Is the richest food on earth. If you say you have got scientists here, they can tell you that millet has got protein, carbohydrate, iron in one food. There is no other food which is like that. Now coming to Rebecca said she was going to work on raw material, intermediate product. I thought that was clear, that raw material would be the one to come in at 0%, zero tax. Intermediate product, 10%. But that is if we are not making them here ourselves. If we are making, for instance, at one time, whenever I would visit this, the steel factory which was here, the one of casements, in the very beginning they were importing what they call steel billets from Zimbabwe. I remember in the very early days. But later on they started making the steel billets themselves. So, if we are making the raw material here, why do you import it? Number two, if we are making the intermediate products here, why do you import it? We should agree that, yes, even the raw materials should come in zero tax, as long as we are not producing them ourselves here. But if we are, why do you undermine us? And how about the intermediate products, like the steel billets? Because steel billets are intermediate products. But we shall discuss all that. Right Honorable Rebecca will follow it up and we shall discuss it. VIP status, ako kantu katono. Mutuwe list y'abantu abatutumufu ennyo, give it to the Prime Minister, bemula bamwe, kati abakatwe nabo bobanaje ntunaffe tuli VIP enamba yinza kutuyitirirako. Naye mmwe abali mu kintu mutulagirire nti ono ye mututumufu ddala, ono ye katongoro ono ye. Then we shall give them VIP status. Now, swapping the land, I didn't get the issue well. The one of the forest, there's a forest here. The man from Kamuli was saying, waliwo ekibira obeera okoba ki? Did I get you nti waliwo ekibira mwagala mukifuule industrial park, ekibira tukisengule tukitwala awalala? Ekyo obeera okoba?
Your Excellency, wano waliwo ekibira Mutai Forest Reserve, part of which was degazetted to have this industrial park.
So you want to degazette all of it, and will you give me alternative land for ekibira somewhere?
Your Excellency, Kamuli District Council yaikiriza okutuwa Chige tuize ekibira.
Chige yange ate. Chige is my citrus. Siwendimira citrus out.
Yeah, citrus, I tulikusubira okutamu macadamia and avocado to replace the trees. Ate nga ni Chige baba ya Kyabazinga.
Whether Kyabazinga or not, it was for fruits.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Now this is a Kibera, which is a different role. Get me some other land. Not Chige, whether it is central government or whoever uses it should use it for maybe another industrial park there linked with the not for Chivera. Chivera, get us some other land.
Your Excellency, we can work around that.
Please, as long as the if you get me alternative land, then I will work on to negotiate this one.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
But I need alternative land for Chivera, not Chige. Chige is for
citrus fruits.
citrus or any other land use which is around value addition.
We can organize that, Your Excellency. Thank you.
Obakobere bona bona.
President akobye aida kuikiriza
Nti obakobere bona irayo.
Thank you.
Now there was somebody I think who did not understand our decision. Recently, I banned the export of timber. I didn't ban, I said nobody should export timber which is unprocessed wood. What I want you is so if you are a furniture maker, that's what you want. You need the timber to make the furniture here. So that if you want to export, you export the furniture, not the timber. Now, when it is coming from Congo, I think that one also we should persuade our Congolese friends to make furniture, because that one will be a loophole. They will take our timber, claiming it is coming from Congo. That lack of vision is what I cannot support. That State House, which we built in 2007, the furniture there is all imported. Can you imagine? That's how I called the controller who was there at that time. How can we sit on imported furniture here in Uganda? You don't make a plane, you don't make a computer, you don't make a dagara, you can't even make furniture. Ugo korachi. What sort of people are these? Then they say we are experts, we are this. Experts of what? Of ignorance? So that's why I cannot support the export of timber and import furniture. No, convert the timber into furniture and export the furniture to those who don't have trees. Like you can imagine people are importing furniture from Dubai, a desert. Abo Musenyu, baguza abo mukibira, Entebbe. Do you think God will? Do we have some religious people here? Because I hear that God punishes those who don't use their talents. This is the story which my daughter Patience has written. What she was calling Esau was cursed. Esau, the one who didn't know how to protect his rights. God blessed Jacob, the thief. You know, Jacob was a thief. He first stole something from him, the other one. Then he stole the blessing of the father as the firstborn. And he was blessed. God blessed the thief because the inheritor did not care. I don't want to be cast like Esau, please. Now, Prime Minister, omusaada okuva Mbale akobye nti industrial park y'Embale esosola abana Mbale tebaguza byebakola eri. Now you come in and let them have a sales office there. The man of Mbale, what are these which they deny you and bring to Kampala? Omugisu, where is he?
Your Excellency, all the production which
example, I'm just interested in some examples.
the products which they are making there, they are making flasks, TV, electronics.
Oh.
So they are not selling to Mbale.
Oh, no. Prime Minister, please. Prime Minister, let them have a sales office for Mbale.
And Your Excellency, on timber, which I talked about importation, that since we want to put our environment in order, there are some timber which we get from Congo, which is mahogany, which we don't have it in Uganda. So I was saying, in Uganda, we can even export wooden tiles.
No. If you import it from Congo to use it here, I support you.
Yes, sir. We are using it here.
But when you export it, you re-export.
No, we don't export it, sir.
If you import it, then use it. I have no problem.
Okay.
But don't re-export it.
That we had requested that since we don't have mahogany here, maybe the taxes they reduce on it to enable us to import it so that the price is fair, Your Excellency.
Or they tax the mahogany?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, that's a raw material. Why are they taxing? It was wrong in the first place. Prime Minister, you have heard that. Talk with that Mugisu man about importing timber from Congo. Now, Aisha has said, and I totally agree with her, that please, ndowooza omulamu akoba atumula nti bw'oba tomaiti ekintu kiveemu. She said, if these officials don't understand business, they should not be in those meetings. And I totally agree. It's not fair for people who don't know, because we are talking about industrialization. Now, for industrialization, you need either industrial engineers or business people. We don't need administrators. They should not be in those discussions. So those who deploy people, please deploy people who have the capacity to understand, because you waste the time of our private sector to have to interact n'abantu abateyizi omulimo gwe baliku. That's a very good point, which the government people should take very seriously. I'm very happy to know that our Karamojong young man and his friend, they are now manufacturing solar batteries and also making motorbikes, electric motorbikes. That's very good. I want more information on this. Give it to my staff, because I want to see how to support them, and I can even come and... Now, there was somebody, I think, who did not understand our decision. Recently, I banned the export of timber. I didn't ban, I said nobody should export timber which is unprocessed wood. What I want you is to be, so if you are a furniture maker, that's what you want. You need the timber to make the furniture here. So that if you want to export, you export the furniture, not the timber. Now, when it is coming from Congo, I think that one also we should persuade our Congolese friends to make furniture. Because that one will be a loophole. They will take our timber, claiming it is coming from Congo. That lack of vision is what I cannot support. That State House, which we built in 2007, the furniture there is all imported. Can you imagine? That's how I called with the controller who was there at that time. How can we sit on imported furniture here in Uganda? You don't make a plane, you don't make a computer, you don't make a dagara, you can't even make furniture. Ugo korachi. What sort of people are these? Then they say we are experts, we are this. Experts of what? Of ignorance? So that's why I cannot support the export of timber and import furniture. No, convert the timber into furniture and export the furniture to those who don't have trees. Like you can imagine people are importing furniture from Dubai, a desert. Abo Musenyu, baguza abo Mukibira, Entebbe. Do you think God will? Do we have some religious people here? Because I hear that God punishes those who don't use their talents. This is the story which my daughter Patience has written what she was calling Esau was cursed. Esau, the one who didn't know how to protect his rights. God blessed Jacob, the thief. You know, Jacob was a thief. He first stole something from him, the other one. Then he stole the blessing of the father as the firstborn. And he was blessed. God blessed the thief because the inheritor did not care. I don't want to be cast like Esau, please. Now, Prime Minister, omusaada okuva Mbale akobye nti industrial park y'Embale esosola abana Mbale tebaguza byebakola eri. Now you come in and let them have a sales office there. The man of Mbale, what are these which they deny you and bring to Kampala? Omugisu, where is he?
Your Excellency, all the production which
example, I'm just interested in some examples.
The products which they are making there, they are making flasks, TV, electronics.
Oh.
So they are not selling to Mbale.
Oh, no. Prime Minister, please. Prime Minister, let them have a sales office for Mbale.
And Your Excellency, on timber, which I talked about importation, that since we want to put our environment in order, there are some timber which we get from Congo, which is mahogany, which we don't have it in Uganda. So I was saying, in Uganda, we can even export wooden tiles.
No. So, if you import it from Congo to use it here, I support you.
Yes, sir. We are using it here.
But when you export it, you re-export.
No, we don't export it, sir.
If you import it, then use it. I have no problem.
Okay.
But don't re-export it.
That we had requested that since we don't have mahogany here, maybe the taxes they reduce on it to enable us to import it so that the price is fair, Your Excellency.
Or they tax the mahogany.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, that's a raw material. Why are they taxing? It was wrong in the first place. Prime Minister, you have heard of that. Talk with that Mugisu man about importing timber from Congo. Now, Aisha has said, and I totally agree with her, that please, ndowooza omulamu akoba atumula nti bw'oba tomaiti ekintu kiveemu. She said, if these officials don't understand business, they should not be in those meetings. And I totally agree. I totally agree. It's not fair for people who don't know, because we are talking about industrialization. Now, for industrialization, you need either industrial engineers or business people. We don't need administrators. They should not be in those discussions. So those who deploy people, please deploy people who have the capacity to understand, because you waste the time of our private sector to have to interact n'abantu abateyizi omulimo gwe baliku. That's a very good point, which the government people should take very seriously. I'm very happy to know that our Karamojong young man and his friend, they are now manufacturing solar batteries and also making motorbikes, electric motorbikes. That's very good. I want more information on this. Give it to my staff, because I want to see how to support them, and I can even come and commission that project. But I need to inform the audience that we are getting now 2 factories of cement in Karamoja, in Moroto. I got one group, I think they are Chinese, who want to build a cement factory at Nadunget, near the airfield there. And for them, they are going to use the iron ore from north of the mountain. And the Prime Minister should get in touch with them, make sure they get what they want. They want a dedicated power line. And I think they also want a better Maram road from Rupa, where the limestone is, to the factory. A power line and a good Maram road. So follow it up. Mbanchaliao, you know, that's how Africans speak, because they are never in a hurry. Kuna venchiliao, but I'm going to say, an Indian comes. He says, I want to build a factory in Karamoja. Where? The good thing, he was not competing with the Chinese. he wants to build the cement factory at Katkekire. Katkekire down there, south of the mountain. So he also you need to check Prime Minister for him whether there is a reliable power line to Katkekire and also a good Maram road to go there. So now we are going to have two, because these other cement factories have been importing what they call clinker from outside and adding it on here. Chiringa ngabali abaguro mwenge bigere ne bagusika kati bano bawede baleta clinker from outside and roast and burn it. So now we are going to produce all the clinker we need ourselves using those two factories in Karamoja. I'm very glad to hear about the hydrogen, the one Museveni talked about. So therefore, I want to conclude by thanking the organizers of the CEO Forum and this presidential forum where I interact with the business sector. And Irene in my office has been following it up. This is a very good arrangement. I will always attend whenever you organize, because I get free consultancy. Why would I refuse free consultancy? Abantu bankolera omulimo ndina okubasanyukira ntumwebale nnyo okunyamba. When you decide where to go next time, it's biannual, every 2 years.
Your Excellency, the last retreat, which was in Chove, you agreed that we make it a quarterly meeting.
Quarterly,
So,
that's,
yes.
that's too much. Half a year.
Right now, we are doing a biannual, so we can as well continue with the biannual.
Biannual means...
Twice a year, Your
That's
Excellency.
not biannual, that is 2 times a year. Biannual means 2 years.
No, we meant twice in a year.
Oh, okay.
So every after 6 months.
Half a year.
Yes.
Okay, let's
Excellency.
maintain half a year. Every quarter will be too much.
Thank you, sir.
Half a year. So I want to thank the Army, Lieutenant General Mujira, and his group. Maybe they stand up if they are here. NEC, where are these NEC people? Abaneka abali wano, mje wano maso tubalabe. Njoo mbele hapa tuwaone. You see we can stand there in the shade, Maybe you go on the microphone and introduce yourself so that the people, these civilians, can see the potential that they have. You go to the museum and introduce yourselves. What you do in NEC.
Lieutenant General James Mujira, I'm the Managing Director, National Enterprise Corporation.
That one is a lawyer.
Major General Sabit Musei, General Manager, Rural Industries Limited.
What's your qualification?
Biochemist.
He's a biochemist.
Engineer Buhanda Brian, the General Manager in Construction Works and Engineering Unit.
Engineering in what?
I'm a civil engineer.
Okay.
Major Chofa Paul Arthur, an electrical engineer, and I'm the head of the electrical works here.
Very good.
Your Excellency, I'm Katongana James, Public Relations Officer.
Oh, you're poco.
Sir, Major Engineer Geoffrey Kaima. I'm a registered civil structure engineer. I'm the site engineer here, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, I'm called Lieutenant Martin Ashawa, mechanical engineer, NECO Works, and I head the mechanical works here.
Very good. So you can see that your children are educated, they have all the capacity, but the problem has been the backup, the utilization. They are not used. They are not used. This has been the problem. So if really the whole system works up and understand our original point number 5, building an independent, integrated, self-sustaining economy, they will do it. These people are educated. We already have a very good educated workforce. But they don't have any backup. It's a struggle. So this backwardness of Africa is really leadership made by the leaders who don't see far. Thank you very much. Now with these few words, I thank you. Before I close, I need to point out that the 40 billion for Chira Motors to finish here, we shall get it. I've already talked to the minister. We shall get it by hook or crook. Now, regarding the price of electricity, I forgot to touch on that. This was caused by the mistake of Bujagari. Behind my back, some of our people agreed with the very expensive money. Otherwise, electricity from Narubare is now 1.2 cents per unit. Electricity from Chira is 1.2 cents. The one from Isimba is 4.8 cents. Karuma 4.8 cents. The one which is causing all the problem is Bujagari because it was 13 cents. And without tax waiver, it would be 13 cents now. But with all this and tax waiver, I think it's now like at what, 8? Nankavirwa. Nankavirwa is where? Kumzilaro.
Your Excellency, Bujagali is at 8 US cents.
Yes, with
unit.
the tax waiver, and that's why the MPs did a good thing. They had wanted to cause more confusion. But when I sent back the bill, they helped. They removed the tax. Otherwise, it would be now 11 or what? What would it be? Nankabiro.
It would still be at 12.3
Yes,
cents.
this is the one which is stopping us from reaching the other one. These are mistakes. Anyway, Katonda Jari. Chibumba Kaliwo.
Your Excellency, now you can close.
I now close and completely close the CEO Forum's meeting.
We want to thank Your Excellency for joining us for this fourth biannual retreat in Eastern Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, we will of course, remain standing until the principal has departed. But I want to request that you stay with us because we have provided lunch. And so lunch is going to be served immediately after this in the same facility where we were earlier this morning for breakfast. We want to request that you allow our dignitaries, the Right Honorable Prime Minister and the First Deputy Prime Minister and the ministers depart. And thereafter we will join them for lunch. The networking continues, the conversations continue. And you may not find another opportunity where you find all the key players in the government agencies and departments in the same room. So you better use this opportunity while you're here. But we want to thank you all on behalf of PCF. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you very much. And you'll be ushered to lunch. The team will usher you to lunch. And the conversations will continue. We thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.